Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure how much more I can take of this. These kind of games. Sheesh. Another one down to the wire. The second game in a row that the New York Knicks pulled out a victory down the stretch in the clutch. It shouldn't have got to that point. Ladies and gentlemen. The New York Knicks. You know what? Let me tell you this. The first half of the game, the Knicks pulled, they had a 16-point lead that first half of the game. But to be honest with you, and I told Eru at the half, the Knicks got to start shooting the ball better. Because if they don't shoot the ball better, they're going to let Toronto back in this game. All it takes is for the Raptors to get hot, and the Knicks won't be hot. And what happened, ladies and gentlemen? They got back in the game because the Knicks just didn't shoot well tonight. They didn't shoot well, at least in that first half. They were able to pull themselves together a little bit, but they didn't shoot well at all. 40% from the field, 25.7% from three. But anyway, the Knicks had an 18-point lead in the third quarter. Slowly but surely, the Raptors chipped and chipped. They got it down to 10, got it down to 8. The next thing you know, we get a delay because there's a leak in the roof. Then the Raptors come out after the leak, after the delay, and take the lead. The Knicks had blown a 18-point lead, and at one point, it looked like they were down 7 to the Raptors in that fourth quarter. The Knicks got a gift. They don't get many gifts. They got a gift. When they took away Malachi Flynn's three-point basket for stepping on the out-of-bounds line. So the Knicks got a gift. Down 4, the Knicks came back, took the lead, and never let it go. Clutch shots by R.J. Barrett. I'm going to tell you one play. People complain about Julius Randle, going ISO one-on-ones sometimes in those clutch moments. I'm going to tell you what. That one time he came down, he went ISO, ended up turning the ball over. But I'm going to tell you, Tibbs called for that. If you get a chance to look back at that game and look back at that moment, it's about a minute and something left, minute and whatever seconds left in the game. You'll see Tom Thibodeau waving his hands like this. Get out the way. He's telling people, get out the way. Move to the other side of the floor. Thibodeau called that play. Players did what they did. Obviously, he was hoping that Julius Randle would come up with a better play than he did. But then the next time Julius Randle found R.J. Barrett, and R.J. Barrett knocked down a three like he's becoming accustomed to do. People are getting used to that. And when he got it, I said, you know what? He's about to smack this. He's getting confident, and he's doing it. He's smacking it. Noel played big tonight. I wish you could rebound like this every night. 13 rebounds tonight for Noel. We need it, man, every night. Big win for the New York Knicks. They tied the season series. Oh, man, I was nervous. I was like, man, if this would be such a bad loss. Because then the Raptors would have won the season series. The Knicks would have gone 2 games under 500, right? Instead, they win. They win the season series. They tie the season series and have a chance to win the season series later on in the season. And they're back to 500. We'll see if we can go over 500. We play the Lakers tomorrow. It's the first night of a back-to-back. The Raptors were on the second night of a back-to-back. So, an 18-point lead cruising with an 18-point lead would have been beautiful. Guys could have got some rest. It would have been easy. Mentally relax a little bit. But no, the Knicks can't do anything easy. Everything's going to be a difficult task for this squad. Anyway, they got the win, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we can ask for. However you get it, just get it. I don't even care. Just get it. Doesn't matter to me. Just get the win. Josh, what's going on with you, man? How you feeling after this win tonight?
I feel great. And couple games ago, everyone was so down on the Knicks. We need to do this, we need to do that. We're not going to make the playoffs. And a lot of people were just out there counting this team out. And I just kept saying, you can't count this team out. They've proven all season to be very, very resilient with or without a closer. They've been in games that they're not supposed to be in. They've won games that they're not supposed to win. And, they've closed some games out even without a closer. So we cannot count this team out, moving forward. I don't care who we play. We're going to give our best effort out there. And if we lose some of those close games, it's fine. But just know that this team is they're going to compete and they're going to fight, whether they're down by 20 or whether, the game is close. They're going to fight. So that's what I'm proud of this team and the way they perform tonight.
Yeah. Steph, how you feel about tonight's game?
I feel pretty good. Shout out to you, Sam, the panel, with Josh, the panel, and in the chat. Listen, I feel pretty good. Sim, this is who we've been all season, right? Grind them out games, winning by the skin of our teeth, having to play good defense every game to give us a chance to win, winning based on whether our shots fall or not. And lately, late game execution has been the key for us. And this past 2 games, we've been able to do that. I think from here on out, like I've been saying, these games are going to be close. I don't think we're going to blow teams out. I don't think teams are going to blow us out. And it's going to come down to us doing what we usually do. We have to do that. And also scoring, and not just scoring now, Sam, timely scoring, scoring down the stretch and executing down the stretch. It's going to be a dogfight from here on out. I mean, we're pretty much where we've been, 500, a little below, a little, above. So like Josh was saying, people are getting down on the team, but we've been what we've always been, around 500, having to gut it out, having to hit shots in order to win. So nothing's really changed. Really, it's just that the stakes are a bit higher now because we're going, we're getting closer to playoff time.
Right. For the Raptors tonight, ladies and gentlemen, they were led by Gary Trent Jr., the guy that they traded at midseason. They traded for him midseason. He had 23 points tonight, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. 3 for 8 from the 3-point line. He was 9 for 17 from the field tonight. Kyle Lowry, he had 19 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Chris Boucher, he had 17 points and 14 rebounds for the Raptors. That guy's skinny, but he can play some basketball. He's okay. Skinny, but he's okay.
Yeah.
Right? Pascal Siakam, he had 16 points and 7 assists for the Raptors tonight. He and Reggie Bullock was, both of those guys had double dribbles tonight. NBA players. I mean, double dribbles. Both of those guys, double dribbles on a fast break. What can you say? And Reggie Bullock made me mad because, he started to smile after his double dribble. I could see if it was in the second quarter, right? Or something like that. And you accidentally double dribbled and you smiled and laughed about it a little bit. At that point in the game, the Knicks needed that bucket. He double dribbles and he smiles. I was like, what the hell is he?
He thought he was going to get away with it, Sam. I think that's what it was.
I mean, I guess he thought he was going to get. Listen, you're an NBA player. People have different levels of basketball IQ, but when you get ready to go to pass, and because this is what Reggie Bullock did, he was getting ready to pass the ball. What makes you think you could just switch hands? Just drop the ball. Or grab it, one of the two, drop it or grab it. But he was in the midst of dribbling. He could have dropped the ball and continued to dribble. He switched hands and then dribbled with the other hand. I don't know.
I think it's lack of fundamentals. I mean, you've been a coach. In layup lines, what guys do in layup lines. They tend to, walk and carry and be fancy and lose sight of all of their fundamentals. I think it was just one of those things where he just kind of forgot fundamentals, how to dribble, to be honest. You know what I mean? And he kind of knew it. I think that's why he was smiling about it.
Well, the thing was, he was looking to pass the ball across the court. Right? So he was going to pick it up to pass it across the court, but then the pass wasn't there, so it was switched hands. Same thing with Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam, he wasn't sure what to do. He was going to make a pass, recognize that the defense was there, right? He picked it up with two hands ready to make the pass, recognized the defense was there, and then try to take a dribble, you know. My man, the entertainer, what's poppin' with you, man? It's been a long time. Glad to see you here. What's good with you, my brother?
Sim?
I'm chilling, man. I'm good. I feel good.
What a freaking game, man.
Tell me about it.
What a game. I almost had 4 heart attacks watching that game.
I bet you did.
We had an 18-point lead. I think it was 18 points, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the biggest key to that game where the Knicks really benefited was when they overturned that 3-pointer.
Yeah.
Because it was going to be 90-84, and then they overturned it because they said that the guy stepped out of bounds. So, and then when it was 87-84, they come back, and I said, all right, I could breathe a little bit. And then they regrouped and they got their wits, you know, they got everything underneath them and they found a way to win the game. But Sim, I'm going to tell you what, man, I was streaming that game. I almost had 4 heart attacks. And the one thing I'll say though, the old Knicks team loses that. They lose that game.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. The old Knicks team. I mean, they probably wouldn't be to this point. But the stretch that we just had, let's just say somehow they got to, you know, the point where we were a couple games ago, right? And we went on this stretch where we were losing these close games. The old Knicks team would have cracked already. Tom Thibodeau has these guys they're really mentally tough. You know, they're a mentally tough team, and you love to see that mental toughness come out of them. You know, Noel in the postgame, he, you know, kind of talked about Tom Thibodeau and the way that he, you know, just has the guys feeling and understanding what's going on. I heard him say, you know we got to fight to get, you know, to get the seed that we want. And I know it's that 6th seed. That's what they're fighting for. Fighting for that 6th seed, man. You know, I hate that we blew an 18-point lead because I knew I could feel it. I knew we were going to blow it. I was with Eru and we talked about it. And I asked him, I said, why did Tom Thibodeau use that freaking challenge in the first half? We were up 14.
Right.
Up 14 points. He uses a challenge. And I told him, I said, I know. He knows, we all know that the Knicks will blow a lead. We'll give the team the lead back. And he called the challenge. I was like, why is he calling the challenge here? And you know what? We could have used it in the 4th quarter. When Kyle Lowry tripped over Nerlens Noel's foot, we could have used that challenge.
Yeah. Or tripped over his own foot.
I said it during the stream. It was like Daniel Jones tripping on the 10-yard line. He didn't trip over anybody. He tripped over the court.
We could have used it, man. We could have used it. Kev, what's going on, Cornerstone?
Nothing too much. And I was going to ask you, the coach, why do you think that is that we're blowing these leads the way we are? I mean, I know it's a long game and everything, but usually when you have an 18-point lead like that, you're supposed to keep the pressure on and win that. Why are we having a difficult time of keeping our leads?
I think it's because we have problems scoring. Right? Okay. So we go on scoring droughts every game. It's a rare game that we do not go in a scoring drought. Right? So we go into these scoring droughts and these scoring stupors, and other teams, they realize it. They know it. Oh, right. They'll give the game back to you. They'll go into a scoring stupor. See, we're not a team that every team in the NBA is going to make a run. There's no doubt about it. If you're down 18, they're going to make a 6-7 point run. The problem with us is a team with us, they make a 6-7 point run. We don't hit the big three to get the lead. You know, it's 18. They make a 7-point run. It's 11. We don't hit a 3 to get the lead back up to 14. Right. Instead, we get some stops. We continue to get stops, but we can't score. And then eventually, it goes from 11. They get it from 11 to 9. right? We have problem hitting, like Steph always says, the timely buckets. We have problems hitting those timely buckets. You know, and I think that's the big thing, scoring. We don't score the ball well. We won tonight 106, to 90, 102 to 90, whatever it was. I don't know. 102 to 96. We have to keep teams 10 points below their average just to have a chance to win. So I think that's it right there. Scoring is part of the problem because we're just not a team that can score the basketball well. So we got to win ugly games. I'm gonna see if Steph wants to comment on that because I know she's always talking about those timely buckets. Steph, what do you think? Why is it that we have trouble holding these leads?
I think you said it, Sam. We have trouble scoring. Period. So if we do get a game, we're going to go into a scoring drought, right? It's not something like we're going to be able to pour on. We may hit a few shots in a row, like you said, get a lead. Then the next thing you know, here we come. The average is catching up with us, and we can't continue to hit baskets. That's just how this team is built. So I never get excited when we have an 18-point lead or a 12-point lead or whatever it is, and I never get disappointed when we give it up because I just don't think we're a team that's going to be able to hold it just because of the scoring. And the same thing, timely baskets. When the team is making their comeback and they're cutting into the lead, a lot of times we get open shots, right?
Yep.
And we don't hit them. And those are the baskets that you need to either hold the lead or maintain your lead, or either to go back, to go up. We don't have enough people that can hit shots like that for us consistently. Right now it's Randle. RJ is becoming much more consistent for us. Other than that, it's hit or miss. And I cannot tell you how many good shots Bullock gets.
Another thing I want to say, we got lucky down the stretch. They missed a lot of open threes.
They did. Oh my gosh.
Yes, they did.
They missed like 3 or 4 wide open threes. I was like, we got lucky there.
Yeah.
And that's a question, something I've been thinking about. Right. Because the question came up early in the season when the Knicks were holding teams, to 33% shooting from the 3-point line. Well, it's continued throughout the season that we're holding teams to 33% from the 3-point line, right? We continue to be the number one, holding teams to the lowest percentage from the 3-point line. Right. But we see so many games that we give up wide open threes without a defender there. So why is it that we still hold this? We're still keeping teams shooting the worst 3-point percentage in the league. Go ahead, Josh. I'll come around.
I think Tibbs is playing a numbers game. He's playing the analytics game. I think that's what it is. The ice pick and roll defense is designed to give up long jump shots. And, as much as we hate to see these teams take all these wide open 3-pointers, Tibbs knows something that we don't. He's been looking at these numbers for a very, very long time. And I guess he's really comfortable with teams taking wide open threes. I don't think it's any type of fluke or any type of luck or overachievement or whatever you want to call it, that the Knicks have been playing this type of defense and this happened the entire season, and the percentages are what they are, and the Knicks defense is what it is. So I think Tibbs is really playing the analytics game, and that's a part of the franchise that we might have to look forward to moving forward the next couple of seasons. A lot of analytic, statistical play. Maybe that's the reason why Alfred Payton's playing. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Shout out to Adrian Robertson for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. She said, "All I have to say is stand up, Knicks fans." She said she's not a Knicks fan, but she loves that intro. It is a dope intro.
Yeah,
it is a dope intro. And also, thank you, Adrian Robertson, for becoming a member. We appreciate you. Thank you for becoming a member.
Yes.
Simon Z, thank you for the super chat. He said, "RJ Barrett, AK Mr. Clutch, has become that go-to guy."
Everything you wanted, Josh.
Well,
everything you wanted.
No question.
We still, I think we still have a ways to go there, but he's getting there.
Right.
I'm gonna come around to you, Kev. Steph, same question. Why are we still holding teams If we give up, we see games where the Knicks get killed from the 3-point line, and I know every team in the NBA does. Teams are going to get hot.
Right.
But it does seem like we give up a lot of threes.
I agree with Josh. I think Tibbs is playing the percentages. He probably has a spreadsheet of every single team, what their percentages are, what every person's percentage is from every spot on the floor. And to say that we're going to give up some open shots, they're going to miss them on their own. And then there's going to be others that we're going to effect, because we're going to be out there and we're going to close out. And the percentages say that if we play the type of defense we're playing from the inside out, we're going to be okay in that regard. And I think we've been actually more than okay. So, yeah, I think them missing open shots is helping us. I think some of them we do get out there and effect, but I think I think we're playing the percentages. I think that there's some, analytics going on there.
Yeah, probably is. Kev, you were going to say something.
No, what I was going to say is overall, you have to be happy with the way this season has gone. I mean, the talks that we're having, we weren't having talks like this last year, the year before last. It's been a while since we've been having talks like this. Around this time, we be talking about, who we're looking at, in the draft and everything.
Yeah.
You
Some people
have
still
to be,
are, but,
I'm having yeah, well, it is what it is. But I'm really having fun watching this team gel, mature. I'm loving the growth of RJ. I'm just loving everything, despite, some of our shortcomings, within games and everything. I'm just enjoying watching this team, watching it grow. And I think we're in for something for the next, few years now. I mean, upcoming years and everything. This is just a great start. I believe we have overachieved this year, but I also think that we're ahead of schedule as well. And all we need is a few more pieces.
Okay. I don't know. I mean,
Tim, can I
overachieved ahead of schedule? I guess that I don't know if that's the same thing or not. Overachieving or ahead of schedule. I don't know. I don't know. Go ahead, Steph.
I don't think we're overachieving. Look, I think if you equate talent with winning, then yeah, you could say, listen, other teams have more talent than we do. We're winning with lesser talent. We must be overachieving. This other team, they have more talent than we do. They're not playing that well. They must be underachieving. But talent alone doesn't equal winning. There are other factors that go into it, right? And the Knicks are just doing better at those other factors, whether that's coaching, execution, offensive rating, well, not offensive rating, defensive rating, chemistry, leadership, whatever it is. And you put all of those things together, you're going to get your team, right? You're going to get how your team needs to play in order to win. That's our blueprint. Another team may have more talent, and maybe, they don't have the execution, or they don't have the coaching, or their stars are not playing well. If we're bunched in the standings with a lot of other teams and that has supposedly more talent, we're all bunched up in the standings, maybe for different reasons, right? We're maximizing those other factors. Maybe the other team.
She froze.
Yeah,
darn it, she froze.
Looks like we
I
lost
guess
a
why I
little
say
bit,
overachieve. I guess why I say overachieve is because we were
has injury. Doesn't matter.
Hey, Steph, could you repeat yourself a little bit, because you froze a little bit. We couldn't hear everything that you were saying.
I mean, just briefly, I was just saying there's more that goes into winning than talent.
Okay.
And the Knicks are right where they need to be, given all of the factors, right? Talent, coaching, execution, whatever it is. And those other teams that's bunched up with us, they're equal with us. but for different reasons. Maybe it was injuries. Maybe their players are not showing up. Maybe they don't have the execution. But we're all in there together, but for different reasons, right?
Yeah.
But we're not overachieving. This is your record, says who you are.
Right. And I guess I'm saying overachieving because a lot of the so-called experts have picked us to, win like 20 and below. So I guess that's why I'm saying that why I say we are, in their eyes we're probably overachieving. And I say that we're, ahead of schedule because there's a lot of meat on our bones now where we thought that we had to just form the bones. We have a lot of, we have a lot of, early success. And I just see that success just getting better, A, with the management team that we have, B, with the coaching staff, and C, with the, with the players that we have right now. We had to subtract some players to get, some really seasoned veterans, a la Taj Gibson, a la Derrick Rose. We had to add those in to elevate ourselves a little bit more. And unfortunately, with the injury to Mitch, you figure if Mitch was with us, there's no telling, what we could look like, if he was here, but he's not. So and I got to give Nolan's, a lot of credit because he's really stepped up in his place pretty much.
The talent thing is determined if you start winning games. When you start winning, I think the perception of whether you have talent or not changes over time. Like you look at the Phoenixes, you look at the Bostons. Years ago, they were pretty bad teams, and then they start getting in these young guys, and they started winning, and then it's perceived, that they have some talent, which they do. And that's what all I was trying to say. Just because we haven't seen the Knicks perform in the playoffs and everything like that does not mean we don't necessarily have talent. We got guys that can really play, role players that can contribute as role players on other teams. We're just missing a star player. Now, if you consider that talent, I guess, then fine. Yeah, we do need some talent. But there's talent on this roster, particularly with the younger players, the Mitches, the IQs, and the RJs, and even Randle. Randle's 26, 27 years old. That is talent right there. And I can put that up against any group of young talent in the NBA, in my opinion, with the Knicks. So
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I think we definitely have exceeded preseason expectations.
Right.
Like I think most rational people didn't think the Knicks would be 27 and 27, 50.
What did you think? What did you think coming into the season? What did you think
in a 72 game schedule?
Yeah,
probably about the amount of wins we have now. I probably thought for the year. Right. I probably thought between 25 and 27 wins. We've definitely exceeded my preseason expectations, and I'm a Knicks fan, and I'm an optimistic Knicks fan.
Right.
But as the season has wore along, and you've seen the growth of Julius Randle, you've seen how this team plays defense, you see how this team plays under Thibodeau, you could definitely argue Thibodeau does some boneheaded things, some of his rotations, whatever it may be, like tonight with Knox. And I'd like to see Knox get some minutes, but that was not the right time to bring Knox in. Knox hasn't played in like a month, and you bring him in the biggest part of the game at the start of the fourth quarter. I didn't necessarily agree with that. Like sometimes he'll do things, and I'll be like, I don't know if I agree with that. But it's undeniable that you get max. He gets the most out of his players. He just does. These guys fight for him. They try hard for him, and they give max effort. And the other thing I wanted to point out tonight, and something that the Knicks have really struggled with, is giving up offensive rebounds. And the last two games, they've been much better at that. They only surrendered 5 offensive rebounds tonight. And I think they out-rebounded them by about 6 or 7 rebounds. So a lot of effort tonight by the Knicks. Of course, they got hit in the mouth, but they got off the mat and they found a way to win the game. But yeah, I think this team is definitely ahead of schedule. But I think for now, I think it's real now. I don't think this is a fluke now. This is a 54-game sample size. And they come out and they compete every night. And RJ Barrett is so much better than he was 30 games ago. The guy's form is legit. He's shooting 38% from 3. He just looks so much more confident out there.
And hitting it in the clutch as well. So,
and 3 games in a row now. Don't forget, even the game we lost, he hit the 3-pointer to tie up the game. So RJ Barrett's been so big, and that to me was the biggest thing this year. Obviously, I want to win a championship every year, but realistically speaking, going into the year, that was the biggest thing for me. I wanted to see RJ Barrett progress as a player and be able to say to myself, this guy could be a cornerstone for this team. And I believe that now. He's 20 years old, and he looks like a different player this year. He's definitely grown, and I think there's bright things ahead for the New York Knicks. Yeah. Bright things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. Let me get to a couple of super chats here before I move on to anything else. Shout out to Yelvis Intenza. He says, stand up. He said, is that the GOAT, Chris? Yes, that is Chris the Entertainer.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Asia, once again, she said, I know Chris's other intros too. She said, stand up, Giants fans. Stand up, Mets fans. I hope I got it right. And my personal favorite, stand up, my sexy entertainer. Oh, snap, Chris.
What's up, Asia? Thanks for popping into the stream. I
was even a little embarrassed to say that over live. I didn't want to say it, but I said I better say it. Shout out to
I see Isaiah's in the chat. Good to see him.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not good to see him at all.
Shout out to Tekanot. Taco Nacho. Yeah, okay. I figured it out. Taco Nacho. He said, Elf should stay on the shelf. I love RJ. So good. Yes, RJ Barrett is playing great basketball right now. Great basketball. I mean, you almost feel really, really, when he gets the ball in the clutch for an open three, you almost feel really, really confident that he's going to knock it down. Keith 101, he said a lot of wide open threes we give up. It's with the shot clock at the last minute, so teams have to force a quick one, and that's why we are holding it down in that lane. Okay, sometimes it is that way. Sometimes it's early, but yeah, sometimes it is that way. That teams are getting a shot late in the shot clock, things like that. Yeah, let me get to a couple of phone calls, then we'll come back. Caller, you live. What's popping? Hey, Caller, you there? I guess not. We'll get to another one. Caller, you are live. What is popping?
Hey, I was saying I was on the earlier one. I said the Knicks are going to win, and we did win.
And we did. That's right. And I think it's because you were on the show. I think you played a big part of it. You played a big part. Let me ask you this: how did you feel? Because you told me earlier that you wanted Obi Toppin to play a little bit more than Julius Randle, just so Julius Randle could rest. How'd you feel in the fourth quarter, when Tom Thibodeau sat Obi and brought Knox in?
I felt like he should have run Obi. Like Knox, he only just scored 1 point, and like he didn't know what he was doing. Like, to me, he was just running. He didn't know what he was doing.
Just running around, wasn't sure what he was doing. Well, I mean, I think he got a couple of rebounds. He clearly didn't hit it. Well, he had one free throw, right? One free throw. I think Tom Thibodeau brought him in because Toronto was playing the zone, and he wanted to see if Knox could help, maybe knock down a couple of, 3-point buckets.
Shoot it on the floor.
To try to break that zone. Maybe that's the reason why. Maybe that's the reason why. But hey, my man, I appreciate your call. Keep calling in. We'd like to talk to you. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. Get one more call here. Caller, you live. What's popping?
Just want to get your thoughts on the game tonight.
Listen, first of all, I'm happy that we won. I'll take any win, any way that we can get it. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. We could shoot 0 for 20 and only hit free throws, or 0 for 80 and only hit free throws. And if we win, I'm happy. I don't like the fact that we gave up an 18-point lead, because this is a trend, with this team. And like we discussed earlier, it comes down to the Knicks not being a team that scores the basketball efficiently. So they're going to give leads back because other teams are going to start to hit, other teams are going to start to score, and those type of things. Overall, I'm happy that they were able to scrape out the win, because it was a big win. They had to get this win, right? They had to tie the season series. So if by chance it comes down to, the Knicks are in the 10th seed and the Raptors are in the 11th seed, if you can win the season series and it comes down to that, now you've won the season series, right? So again, I always talk about small goals. We got to, small goals, small things we got to do. And sometimes you got to reset your goals. We had to reset some goals. Now we had to get back to 500. Now let's win the season series with Toronto. Let's win the season series with Boston. We still have a chance to win that. let's win the season series with Chicago, right? Because all of these teams, let's win the season series with the Charlotte Hornets, right? We've already won the series with the Atlanta Hawks. We've lost to the Miami Heat as far as the season series is concerned, right? But we have a chance to beat the Celtics. We beat the Pacers already. We have a chance to beat the Bulls, beat the Raptors. Let's take care of those things. Those are small goals. So this was a big win for us tonight, I think.
Yeah, maybe I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but I'm actually a Laker fan, but I agree channel, so I just wanted to call and get your thoughts. And,
you're a Lakers
looking forward to tomorrow's game.
You're a Lakers fan. So you're calling in to try to scout out what's happening and what's going on. Okay. We're ready for you guys tomorrow. All right. Well, just give me a minute. How are you feeling about tomorrow's game? How are you feeling about the Lakers right now?
I don't know how we blew out the Nets, but I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it too, because we need the win more than you guys need the win. But you got us on the second night of a back-to-back. We'll see what this game's going to be like. It's going to be a tough game. I mean, obviously, we know you don't have LeBron and AD, but
right,
it's going to be a tough game.
So,
yeah. Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you taking my call.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate it.
All right.
Lakers fan calling in, scouting us out already. What's going on? Trying to get ready. We didn't even get past this one yet. The fans haven't. We got a full chat tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Got Isaiah in the building. We got Nick in the building. We got G-Mo in the building. So yeah, we got a good crew here in the building tonight. Isaiah, your thoughts on the game tonight?
Yeah, first and foremost, man, tonight is a good night. We got a full house, and we got my main man, the entertainer, the Italian stallion, white chocolate. That is my main man, best Giants.
Man, I thought you were talking about me.
Yeah. No, talking about you. First of all, the entertainer's my man. I met my man in real life, real stand-up dude. That's my guy. I met Guillermo. He's not cool. But entertainer, you are entertainer. You my man for real. And you already know when the Giants play, me and my dad got tickets. I'm going with you, bro. You already know.
I'm looking forward to it. And next year, hopefully we get a Knicks thing together again.
Yeah, hopefully so, man. Hopefully so. But entertainer, if you get a tailgate going, you got to call me because I'm there.
Oh, it's happening. I already got a guy. We're doing a tailgate this year.
Okay, well you got to let me know when, because
I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
I'm there. And to let you know, we are planning a NBK picnic. So we need you there. Yeah, we're gonna need you there. It's gonna be like October, somewhere around there.
I'm there.
Yeah,
bring your Tims. But yeah, Sim, man. It was a crazy game today, man. We was on the Legion of Knicks podcast. Shout out to Guillermo Kudasaki. It was a good game, man. Now I feel good tonight, man. It was crazy, Sim. Us giving up that big lead, giving up that big 18-point lead. I mean, it was really crazy because I'm like, here we go again. Like we literally went I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna be used to us going down to the wire for the rest of the season because I can't see this team blowing teams out and giving the other guys rest because it's just not gonna happen. It's not how they're gonna win. But they pulled through, and RJ Barrett, man, like literally, it's so crazy. Sim. Before this Knicks, yeah, that's Guillermo's son. That's my son. But I'm playing Guillermo. It's your son. I know you called him first. But no, it's just so crazy, man. Just to see what RJ Grove does, right? I remember before the Knicks knew we were picking the number 3 pick, it was a 3-man draft. But when people found out that the Knicks had the 3rd pick, it was a 2-man draft. It went from RJ, Zion, to Ja to just Ja and Zion. And now RJ Barrett he's not good. Like he wasn't projected to be the number 1 pick. Just to see the growth that this kid did, just to see how he played last year, which wasn't really bad, but he was a rookie. Just to see all his shooting slip go up, defense gets better. This kid is hitting clutch shots. I think they did a number the last 2 games. He's literally hit 7 out of 8 3-pointers. I mean, what more can you ask for a 20-year-old kid that's giving you 18 points on good efficiency. So, he's putting the team on his back right now in the clutch, and there's nothing more that you can ask for this guy. I'm just so proud of him. You know, these guys digging deep, because right now, man, we got the Pacers on our neck, Chicago's on our neck, and let's see what we can do, man. We got a tough one tomorrow, but let's just celebrate this one because we got the band. We got the entertainer in the building.
No doubt. Hey, those
entertainer talking sports. Good one today.
Isaiah's the best.
But look, really though, those teams are definitely, you know, they're on our back. We're 27-27. The Pacers is 25-27. They're in the 9th spot. Chicago, well, they're 22-30. You know, I don't know if they're on our back yet, but you know, they're trying to get there. They've lost 2 in a row. They lost 3 of their last 7 games. They're trying to get there. You know, the Raptors are breathing down the neck of the Chicago Bulls. They're 21-33. They've lost. They're 3-7 in the last 10 games, and I meant to say that the Bulls are 3-7 in the last 10 games. As for tonight, though, ladies and gentlemen, you know, the Knicks, they got. Okay, you know, I guess you can say it was balanced scoring. I guess you could say that if that's what you want to say. You know, they did. You know, I think we had 4 players in double digits tonight. Obviously, when we played against Memphis, we scored 133 points. We had a lot of guys in double digits. But tonight, for the Knicks, we had 5 guys. Julius Randle led the way in scoring. He had 26 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. He also had 5 turnovers on the night. Julius Randle did. RJ Barrett had 19 points, 5 assists, 2 steals on the night, a couple of big shots down the stretch of the game. He was 3 for 6 from the 3-point line, 7 for 12 from the field, shot well in both aspects. Julius Randle, let me go back to him. He was also 11 for 11 from the free throw line, and we needed that.
I was going to point that out. that out. And I saw that after the game, too. 11 for 11 from the free throw line.
Definitely needed that. Nerlens Noel tonight, he was big, 9 points, 13 rebounds, 4 blocks. I seen a super chat that just came in, and whoever it was, he asked, why is it that Ralph Lewis, thank you for the super chat, he said, what the hell is wrong with Noel's hands? Hey, listen, he's had stone hands all season long.
Oh, my God.
It's not going to change. You know what I mean? It's not going to change. So get used to a couple of drop passes, the ball bumbling out of bounds, whatever it is. Just it's going to happen with Nerlens.
He's watching too much game. He's watching too much game tape of Evan Ingram. He can't hold on to the ball.
Oh, please, yo, Chris, don't bring up that bum. Cost us that freaking Eagles game. Don't even talk. Oh my God.
Yeah, he did. I remember.
Elfrid Payton tonight had 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Derrick Rose had 11 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. Nobody else was in double digits. Alec Burks was close to double digits. He had 8 points, but he did hit some very, very clutch shots and made a few clutch plays down the stretch of the game. You know, and he's becoming a clutch player for us. A guy that Tom Thibodeau is really leaning on during these clutch moments. We've seen him, you know, hit some big threes. We've seen him tonight, you know, get in the lane, find Julius Randle cutting across the baseline for a big bucket. G-Mo, talk to me about Alec Burks, man. And not that he's scoring 20 a night, but what he's doing for us in the clutch.
Well, he's a pride, and salute to everybody in the chat, man. Salute to entertainer. Nice.
What's up, man?
Should be that tailgates. It's gonna be fun when you guys are 2-10 and thinking about.
Yeah, well, you know, well, guess what? Guess what?
You are a Jets fan.
Entertainer. I gotta see alerts from entertainer. Oh, we're gonna get freaking Devontae. Y'all gonna suck. It don't matter. Zach Wilson is gonna run New York.
Bro,
it doesn't matter.
Bro,
like, why are you?
Bro, the Jets are just. Can you talk about the Knicks? Because the Jets are trash.
Mark my words. Zach Wilson, Travis Etienne.
Okay, cool.
Wait, Guillermo.
Zach Wilson couldn't even run you.
Wait, Guillermo. Did I not hear the same thing about Sam Darnold?
Oh, hey,
Exactly.
Hey. Oh.
Did I not hear from old laughing? You passed up on Sam Darnold. How did that work out?
No, first of all, if you guys drafted Sam Darnold, I still think you would have been better because you have weapons. So that's and you got coaching.
But we can't block.
It doesn't matter. Sam Darnold he doesn't operate in the pocket. He operates better in the pocket. If you're trying to act like DJ, somebody trying to act like DJ is Joe Montana. He's not. Let him go. stop. Look,
Hey, Guillermo, the Jets suck. Just go ahead and talk to me about the Knicks. Just talk to me about the Knicks. They suck.
Come on. Don't do that.
They suck.
You're gonna have the number one pick next year again.
Hey, talk to me about the Knicks, man. Talk to me about the Knicks.
All right, my bad. All right. Well, look, Alec Burks, as you guys know, again, because they need a point, they need somebody to handle the ball. In the fourth quarter, you see that lineup with him, Bullock, Randle, Noel, and am I missing somebody? RJ Barrett, that's his name. His boy on the sky, I know he had that awful turnover. He had 3 turnovers tonight, but he's been huge in terms of being able to split defenses, use the pick and roll, get into the heart of defenses. He loves that little, when he gets a pick, he like swivels back. Based on like where he is, kind of swivels back into get on line with the foul line, hitting those big shots, his facilitation, his passing in the fourth quarter has been vital. Because again, I'm not trying to issue your boy Alfred Payne, but as he just has better court vision, better dribble, and he can also score. And he's also been drawing some very clutch fouls tonight against the Grizzlies too. He's just a savvy veteran. Now, again, many times he is boom or bust. There are games where he's just missing, and it's just holy crap. But like for the last maybe 10 games, he's been fairly solid on all fronts. And him and RJ Barrett be able to operate and facilitate in the fourth quarter has been huge for the Knicks because, again, we point guard play has just been overall poor until we got Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is old. You can't really play him past like 25 minutes. He kind of loses. He's up there in age. He just came back from, the C word, the P word, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, Alec Burks has been in these games. He's been huge for us. Also controlling the pace, too. Getting it to the right guy. Because many times, I'm sorry, Juice Randle right now, he is laboring. I know the 11 for 11 from the free throw line is nice, but he was, 7 for 20? What was he tonight? He's not
7 for 19 from the field.
7 for 19 from the field. And he just doesn't have that touch yet. I know you got the braids back. He was good early on with the whole bully ball, but he's still not there yet. So just having that other mind on the field, it helps us. And also having a guy who get out to RJ Barrett to hit, hitting the shots in the corner, get the ball and drive and kind of have like this, I won't say perpetual motion, but get a lot more motion off the dribble, getting out to RJ Barrett where he doesn't have to necessarily be the ball. So it's like a nice interchangeable combo between the two. But he's been fairly solid. So I give him a lot of credit. He is a Tom Thibodeau type point combo guard. Not much more I could say about him. He's doing a good job.
He's doing a great job. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I don't feel confident with Derrick Rose with the ball down the stretch. Being honest with you. I feel like there are some there were some times when I'm just saying I'm questioning like where is he going? What is he doing? Now of course he makes some nice plays, but the past I haven't seen him for this team be in the clutch and really demand the offense and make and just be in control of it in that manner. I just haven't seen it from him. And that's what I think everybody was hoping that he was going to be that. And I just haven't seen it from him yet. Hopefully, I know it's been kind of, he was here. He started for a few games, then coronavirus, so he was out for a while. Now he's back. So, we'll see if he starts to produce in that manner. Let me get to Nick, then I'll come down to you, Cornerstone. Nick, how do you feel? What do you think, man? Do you think it's just with Derrick Rose? Obviously he's older. What is he, 31, 32?
Yeah. Derrick Rose is 32.
And he's had, knee injuries and this and that, so on. How do you feel about it? Are you dependent on him in the clutch?
So I've been looking at the closing lineup because that's like the big thing for me. A lot of people hate the Alfred Payton minutes or whatever, but starting off with Burke has given us pretty much what we need. It's so weird how everyone wanted, like you wanted Terrence Ross, some people wanted Norm Powell, etc. Like while those guys are good, they're inconsistent also. It's not like Burke is not giving you some sort of version of both Terrence Ross and Norm Powell. The next thing is that it keeps an attacker on the floor while also having a 3-point threat. This is like 2 or 3 times in the clutch. with the game on the line, Burke has hit a three. Like that pass from RJ driving, kick out, three. Against the Grizzlies, Alec Burks, three. Almost that game that we lost, I can't even remember who it was against now, but Alec Burks hit that three in the corner just to tie it up. Like, he is doing a lot of the stuff that people wanted from the guy that that they wanted to trade for. So like, we did a lot by just staying put, and these guys trust each other, continuity. The other thing is that I felt like at one point in time, that Derrick Rose would have been handed the starting spot. But one thing I love about what Thibodeau has done so far is Thibodeau didn't just say, "Here, you are the man. I trust you. We have a past. Take the starting lineup." He said, "No, you're going to earn it," basically. So basically, right. And to this point, Derrick Rose hasn't been consistent nor good enough to just take the starting spot. Even though I feel like he outplays Peyton at times, but he's not consistently outplaying Peyton. And that's been the mantra all year. Kevin Knox is on the bench because he's not consistent. Frank Ntilikina, not consistent, stay on the bench. So, like, to win the job, you got to take the job.
Yeah, but you know, I don't think Tom Thibodeau even cares if Derrick Rose is starting or not. I think it's just all about, you know, if you're producing, when you get out there on the floor and you're producing, I'm going to you're going to play. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think, you know, the starting even matters. I mean, just as a coach, I've started guys because they were 6'9", and I wanted them to, you know, win the tap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I take them out after a minute and 30 seconds. You know what I mean?
But Sim, like, at some point in time, like, someone has to take the job from Peyton. Yeah. Like, even though we all complain, somebody got to take it. I would love for Quickly to take it. I would love for Frank to take it. I would love someone young to take the job, but no one is taking it from him. And that's the tough part. Even Derrick Rose, like, he should take it from him. But outplay him to that point to where they take it. And then, you know, even with Burke closing, like, I love the Burke closing minutes, because between him, Bullock, and also RJ shooting the way they're shooting, man, that gives you shooting all around. The same thing that we've been asking for, spacing and shooting.
But does it matter if Derrick Rose takes it from him or not, if Derrick Rose or Alec Burks are the one playing down the stretch, when that's when you really need the guys to be there putting in the minutes? So does it even matter?
Or if they get more minutes during the course of the game?
I would say it would open up a spot off the bench for somebody else. Because, like, I'm thinking more or less Peyton is on the bench, not getting minutes, and that's a spot opened up for somebody else to play. I
don't know who you're gonna have playing over.
But no one is good enough to take minutes from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we're stuck with what we have, but, you know, like, you really want someone to take it, though.
Is it actually that, though? Because Rose, like yesterday, for instance, right? He came into the Grizzlies game. We had trouble actually getting really any points in the paint until he came in the game. Derrick Rose, right? He kind of, you know, the speed was just an issue with the second unit. And I feel like it's almost like, no offense to Elfrid Payton, it's like, all right, let's give Elfrid Payton the minutes. So then you have, like, you kind of use Derrick Rose as a controlled kind of weapon with the second unit, where he can push the pace. Because, again, when we talk about him playing with the starters, his pace actually doesn't really, like, it doesn't work well with Randle and those guys. Now, granted, you could put him as a closer, have him as an attack and a slasher, ISO 1-on-1, like, and say that we should have done that second Heat game. But if you're talking about the end of games, he actually really doesn't, like, fit well. I don't know how to really explain. He doesn't really fit well. His pace doesn't really fit well with the RJs and the Randles. And even when you have a guy like Elfrid Payton, it's almost like, all right, let's pay Elfrid Payton these minutes so we don't have to play Derrick Rose 30-some-odd minutes. Because I don't think Payton would do well with the freaking second unit.
Right. And you can't put Quickly in, because right now, Quickly, I believe, is more looking for his shot than trying to be a facilitator. So it's a double-edged sword, and I think I think Tibbs is just making the most logical decision with having Burks, close him out at the point. I mean, you got a guy that can, on the defensive end that can stick to 1, 2, and 3. And offensively, now you have, I'll say 4 out of the 5 guys, unless, I mean, here's the thing. I say 4 out of the 5 guys. I'm saying if New Orleans is playing in those last few minutes, you got 4 out of the 5 that can score. If it's Taj, then you got 5 out of the 5 that can actually score. So it's I mean,
It's
Tibbs
a
is just,
mismatch.
yeah. Tibbs is trying to make it. He's trying to make it.
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna get to you in 1 second. I still think with Thibodeau, Cornerstone, you had asked the other day, because Quickly and Rose, played down the stretch, and whoever else was out there, as Tibbs found, okay, this is my lineup. I still don't think it's like that. I think it's just whoever he feels is being effective in that game is who is going to close the game. Some players are going to be always in the lineup. RJ, Randle, Nerlens Noel, because he can, he blocks, he gets blocks, so he can anchor the defense. As far as Reggie Bullock, Alec Burks, Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickly, Elfrid Payton, whoever is playing, it's going to be in there, I think, at that time. Go ahead, Isaiah, then I'm going to come to Steph.
Hey, real quick, Isaiah, I just want to say something real quick.
Okay, Kev. Go ahead, Kev.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. What I will say is it's good to see Tibbs, when he wants to go full defense, that he's not wasting any time with putting like Bullock or sometimes he put Frank in there at the on the defensive end just to get that defensive team in there. So that's all I have to say about that.
You said who?
I said Frank. You did see Frank.
So you just mentioned him because he played 5 seconds the other day, right?
Like,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've been asking him to expand his rotation just a little bit.
And what did he say when you spoke to him, Ken?
Yeah, forget it.
No, you said you've been. I'm trying to make a joke. You said you've been asking him. I'm like, well, what did he say?
I like that one, Steph.
Two things, though. Two things.
Good one, Steph.
Look at our record when Frank Ntilikina plays. We are above 500 plays. So you got to put the second that.
Okay.
And you know what, man?
What's our record when he doesn't play?
I can say. Oh, we lose every game. we lose every game.
See, Entertainer, this is what we go through, Entertainer. This is what we go through.
Hurry up, Isaiah. I got somebody on the line, man. I got somebody on the line.
I'm sorry. Last thing I want to say is that we got 460-something people in here and less than 200 likes. We have the sexy entertainer here. We have got the eye candy. Can we please get them likes up for Sim, for Gamble, for Entertainer, for everybody in here? I don't care if it's a pause. I don't care. Get them likes up, people. And we're
appreciate it. But you know what's funny though, ladies and gentlemen? He didn't say anything the first time, and then he said the second thing I want to say. I mean, you didn't say the first thing. But anyway, we're gonna get to the caller. That's what I'm saying. There was no first thing.
It's better that way, Sim.
I don't know what the first thing was. You just started talking, and then you said the second thing.
Anything at all.
Right. Let me get to this caller. Caller, you're live. What's popping?
Sam, what's going on?
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
I love this team, man. I mean, no lead is safe with this team, but they got heart. They're learning how to close games.
Mm-hmm.
I want to just say two things. Julius Randle, you look at the box score and many will think he didn't play well. But I thought he had the energy. I thought he brought the force. He didn't look hurt for the first time. To me, he looked like he came to play. I thought he took the right shots. But the most important thing, Sim, that I thought that he did, he attacked. Got to the free throw line. When Julius is attacking late in games, instead of settling, we're going to have success. Because you can't leave RJ open anymore. Nope. And he's getting to the free throw line. So I was okay with what Randle did. Even though the numbers didn't look good, I was happy to see he had the energy. RJ is incredible right now. I owe him an apology. He deserves it. Shooting 60% from the field and 70% from three the last 5 games, Sim.
It's crazy.
That's insane.
It's crazy.
We're talking about early in the season where Tibbs didn't play him in the fourth quarter. Think about how good he's been. So it's an amazing thing. He's got heart. He works hard, and I'm proud of him. And I just want to say one last thing about Burks.
Mm-hmm.
If Hoodie Kev is watching, the guy is clutch. I know he didn't have a great game, but he, like you said, Sim, that 3 ball, big, and he also made a pass to Randle for that dunk.
Right.
And Tibbs trusts him. And you got to trust guys. And to me, he comes up more big than he doesn't. That was a bad turnover. He got saved by Pascal. But the bottom line is I trust Burks. I want him out there. And, Sim, I want you to enjoy this. Because every time we get in a situation like Tibbs says, we get out of it together. And I appreciate you. I appreciate the panel. I want people to enjoy it, and let's get the Lakers tomorrow.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hey, I appreciate you, Spree. I appreciate you, man.
That's my man,
Have a
Spree.
great
That's
one.
my man, Spree.
Yeah. They do. You got to give it to this team. They find a way to claw and fight and scratch and get themselves out of situations. They find a way to get themselves into situations, though. That's the thing. They find a way to get themselves into situations. Big shout out to Hector Gaston. He said Lakers fans are calling because they're scared. Hey, you might be right. We'll see. We'll see if we get some call tomorrow. Asia Robertson, thank you for the super chat. Again, she said, R.I.P. Rest in peace to DMX. Yes, definitely. We did a nice tribute earlier today. It was pretty good. A lot of people called in and had some good things to say. Demo B, thank you for the super chat. He said, I can't lie. I saw 20 to 25 wins this year. If RJ's defense and handles continue to improve, we'll be cooking with hot grease. I'm with you. We will be. And Demo B, again, thank you for the super chat. He said 2024 will be like 1969 and 1970s Mets, Jets, Knicks. He said, go New York.
Hope so.
I hope so.
I'm a big Mets
if he
fan,
didn't give me the super chat, I wouldn't have said the Jets. I would have just left that out. But he gave me the super chat.
Hey, eat.
Wait,
Hey, yo.
that's the last time y'all won a championship?
Hey, whoa.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say to him about the last caller, I thought he brought up a great point about Randle tonight. Mm-hmm. He's been struggling with his shot like the last 2 or 3 games. And you saw him come out and he was struggling, but he made a concerted effort to attack the basket. And the other thing I've noticed about Randle this year, when he's slumping, he doesn't let it affect the other areas of his game.
That's true.
He still distributes very well. He still contributes. Even when he's when he's shooting 2 for 9, he's finding ways to help the team. So that is a huge jump for him this year.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
I just want to interject one thing. The only thing Randle has done bad this year is he's let the refs and the whistle get to him. And, so like come playoff, God forbid we miss it, but in the playoffs, guys are going to be trying to get on his nerves and try to get his game off by getting in his head. And that's the only concern I have about Randle this year.
Yeah. And he has, that's a great point. We talked about that a few streams back, when, there was a point in time where he seemed really frustrated. And he was getting at the refs. He caught some technical fouls and some things like that. And I was questioning, like, okay, do the refs see what Randle does? Now that he's starting to really cue in on him because, you're an all-star. You're leading the Knicks. All eyes are on you. You know what I mean? And I think, we'll see how it continues to go. But for a while, I think he was just having trouble with always being the one in the spotlight, always being boom, 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 boom. Just the person that everyone is queuing in on, from the other coaches queuing in on him to the players, knowing that they got to, double and triple team him. And when they do that, I'm telling you right now, I already know what coaches say. You double and triple team a guy, all 3 guys are fouling him. because the ref can only call it on one.
Right.
Right. And so now he's getting hit in the head, the stomach, and the knees.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I mean, it's frustrated. Yeah, go ahead, Kev.
Right.
Hey, say, wait, hold on, Kev. Can I say one thing?
No, you cannot. No, you can't.
No, you cannot.
No, I just wanted to say one thing. I just want to say one thing to what Nick said. The one person I'm really concerned about when we get into the playoffs is Emmanuel Quickly, because he's been having this habit, and you pointed it out, said he's not getting those calls he was getting early in the season.
Right.
And even today, Sam, I seen it today. I was on Gilmore's show. He didn't even look for his shot. He did this stupid three, and they were running, and he's complaining to the refs.
Yeah.
If I'm Tom Thibodeau, if I'm Kenny Painter, they have to talk to this young kid, because when they get
Brian.
because when they get into the playoffs, we all know he's not getting no call.
Exactly.
You know what's going to happen, Sam, that's going to really make him mad? They're going to foul him. They're not going to call it, but then they're going to call it for the person on the other end.
Right.
Well,
right,
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. You know, the team they've got to figure out how to deal with Emmanuel quickly.
What I was going to ask was, is this going to be Randall's first playoff being in the playoffs for the first time?
Who?
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It'll be the first time.
Forward to that.
Besides it's only
D Rose and
Ty Gibson and Noel. He played last year with
okay.
Burks was on the bench for Golden State.
Burks was he was on the bench with Golden State, and he played with Philadelphia last year. Big shout out to Demo B. Shout out to Demo B for the super chat. He said, Giants.
No. He said, Sim.
I'm saying what he said. He said, Giants.
No. Say what he said, Sim. Say it correctly, sir.
He just had the stupidest slogan, by the way.
He said, Jets.
The Jets just might as well move somewhere off the coast of America's mainland.
Hey, I ain't got that problem. I ain't got that problem.
Do you want to talk about
y'all about to go through it? Ben retiring. Y'all about to go through it for the next 50 years, too.
Hey, Isaiah, you can talk about it on 3BO. Let's stick with the Knicks, man. Stick with the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? The last thing I'll say with that is the Giants don't need a slogan. They just win championships.
There we go.
They don't need a slogan.
You know what the Jets feel like? The Jets look good this year.
Let me get to this caller. Caller, you're live. What's poppin'?
What's up? My name is the Nader Gator, and I want to know how you got that.
What? What happened?
No, Sim. Let it go, Sim. Let it go, Sim. I don't know if
my name is the Nader Gator, and I want to know how you got that.
I have no idea what this dude's talking about. I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway.
You about to say some wild
people bugging. People are bugging. That's what happens. People are bugging. Yeah.
Calling in.
Oh, you got to score?
No, go ahead, Steph.
Real quick. Randle is playing okay. I still would like to see Randle get better passing out of the double teams. He is getting foul, Sam, but a lot of times it's like an adventure. Mm-hmm. And then I also would like him to stop getting almost to the basket, jumping up and doing a half shot pass out. You know, like that has to stop too.
Terrible.
And as far as Burke is clutch. I can't say I'm totally comfortable with him at the point guard, though, in terms of playmaking, running the show.
Television.
Right. But he does, he is clutch for us. He does hit good shots for us. I just think that point guard spot down the stretch is another adventure for us. I don't think we found it with Burke, but I do think it's been working the past few games.
Yeah,
it's been an adventure for 20 years.
Randall got to add some pump fakes to his game. That'll help him. When
he doesn't have to jump up to make that.
Yeah, he doesn't have to jump up. Yeah, just pump. And he can pump. Sometimes he'll get a clear lane and he'll just pass out of a shot instead of, trying to get, on the line or, use a pump fake, because, don't work against yourself. Have, make the defense work.
Now, and listen,
I mean,
if he uses that pump fake, he'll get to the line more
Yes,
because
he will.
that's the one thing. Like tonight, he did a good job. He got to the line. Obviously, he hit some down the stretch because they were fouling. But he got to the line and he knocked down his free throws. And right now, with Julius Randle, the way things are, and he's laboring a little bit, he's tired. If he can get to the line, and I think this is where Steph was talking about, getting him the ball in the post, so that he can get fouled and get to the line and score buckets that way, it'll help him out, right? Because right now,
and I'm pretty sure he'll work on it in the offseason too.
Well, can I say something real quick?
Pretty sure he will.
I think part of that is also because the lack of point guard. Because many times that you see him get the ball, like bring up the ball, sometimes they might, they'll do the whole weave around thing where he comes around and then gets into the post position. I think it's almost because we have, again, such poor point guard play. Even with guys like Upper Payne, you saw it tonight where I think it was Burks who tried to get him the pass on a high post, and they couldn't even get. It was a turnover. I think it was Gary Trent or whatever got the ball. It's like our point guard plays so badly, like they just almost give Randle just the ability to basically just set up the offense as to his choosing. Which again, it can work for us, but is he that high level thinker yet? Probably not. But he's probably our best option just to get the ball and just get himself in the post or see what the defense is giving him and try to initiate there, because we don't have, again, we don't have guys who just give him the ball easily. I mean, it's just Alfred Payne's basically not Alfred Payne. Randall's like 80% of the offense right now, so it's almost like Tom Thibodeau.
Well, I mean, I've seen RJ get him the ball in the post in good position. Payton get him the ball in the post. I mean, they run a little, just a little screen, a little pick, but instead of anyone going anywhere, he'll go down to the post and then they find him in the post. But he does do that a lot where, he just dribbles up and then he goes into the post and then starts to create from there. As a matter of fact, with about a minute and something seconds left to go, he did just that. He dribbled up, got into the post, he ended up turning the ball over. But that actually was Tom Thibodeau. If you noticed on that play, as Randle was dribbling up the court, behind him, you could see Tom Thibodeau yelling and moving his hand, telling everybody, get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, ISO. And, Randle comes down. He tries to post up Pascal Siakam. He ends up getting trapped, and we turn the basketball over.
Hey, so we gotta do better with that though, Sam, because I've seen too many times, especially these last couple of games, where sometimes the timeout, after the timeout game execution, I feel like it just always ISO and it just never goes anywhere.
Well, I don't.
This was stuff too this season.
We got to get out of that because I've seen too many times where it's Randle just doing ISO and then like he has people open. He got to trust his teammates with that a little bit more because the ISO just hasn't been working for the late game execution.
But you could say the same thing about Burks as well. You could say the same thing about him. I mean,
he's turned it over a lot down the stretch.
Did you see that, Kareem?
He's turned it over quite a few times late in games.
Right, or he'll.
Well, we got lucky today because of the double dribble.
Right, but then he'll try and shoot, and then you can't. He dribbled it down. We got the rebound. He dribbled it down and went into the paint, and you got the two. Who's the center for Toronto? Boucher. Yeah. You had him right there, and you were going to try and score it over him. You can't do it against a guy like that.
But Kev, that's been a problem with these guys. And why
what Gilmore said it's because of the lack of a consistent point guard play. So that,
even now you
create for themselves.
Right. But that's the thing, though, you can still have ball movement because that's the reason why we lose these leads a lot of the time in the third quarter.
Yeah, we need to get our assist up, man. Our assist up, bottom tier in the league. We need to get that up.
But I think we also got to recognize teams, and I don't know, I haven't really watched that many other teams, but a lot of teams mix up their defenses against us a lot.
Yes, they put us
because
in
we
zone.
struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon we get a lead. Two things that teams do: we get a lead, they'll go zone to slow us down.
Yeah,
because they know we struggle. If they get a double-digit lead, they'll go zone because they know we struggle. You know what I'm saying? Teams do a lot of defensive switching against us, and it bothers us. It bothers us a lot.
You're right.
Looking at tonight's game again, the Knicks won 102-96. They won the rebounding battle, 46-40. 19 assists for both teams tonight. The Knicks had 9 steals. Toronto only had 8. Well, not only had 8. 7 blocks for the Raptors, 4 for the Knicks. Only 13 turnovers for the Knicks is about their season's average. 15 turnovers for the Raptors. Bad shooting the entire game. The Raptors shot 42% from the field. The Knicks shot 40% from the field. The Raptors shot 32.4% from 3. The Knicks only shot 25.7% from 3. The Raptors were 82.6% from the free throw line, and the Knicks 85%, which is good because we had a few games there where, the Knicks were shooting, missing a lot of free throws. A lot of those games where we gave up those leads, the Knicks were missing free throws. Points in the paint tonight, the Knicks have 48, Raptors 40. We expected us to win that points in the paint tonight. We did. Second chance points, the Knicks had 17, the Raptors only 6. We needed that, right? Because the last few games, barring, even against Memphis, we gave up a few offensive rebounds, but we got offensive rebounds as well. And then fast break points, the Knicks had 8. The Knicks held the Raptors to 7 fast break points. They hold a lot of teams to lower fast break points than what their season's average is because the Knicks don't turn the ball over much. Again, the Knicks led by Julius Randle. Gary Trent Jr. led the Raptors in scoring with 23. Randle had 26. Chris Boucher had 14 rebounds for the Raptors. Noel had 13 for the Knicks. Pascal Siakam had 7 assists for the Raptors. RJ Barrett with 5 for the Knicks. Chris Boucher and Noel both had 4 blocks on the game.
He's going to be a great player. He's going to be a really good player. That Boucher guy. Yeah, he's going
I think he's going to be. I think he's pretty good. I think he's pretty good. I like that guy.
Boucher or Boosie? Is it Boosie or Boucher?
Bobby Boucher.
Boucher.
It's Bootsy Collins.
Yeah. That's correct.
Big shout out to Ishmael. Big shout out to Ishmael Rivas. Ishmael Rivas, he said, great show tonight as always. I appreciate you and all the panel. Keep doing your thing. What are our chances tomorrow against the Lakers? Stay blessed. Yes, I'm going to start with Steph. I want to get to the Lakers. Right? How do you feel against the Lakers tomorrow?
I say the same thing no matter who we playing. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to go down the stretch. We got to make sure our defense is on. We got to hit shots. And we have to execute down the stretch. Listen, I saw the Lakers Nets game. They're without their top players, but they're still gritty. They're still playing, good defense, hitting timely shots, playing loose. I think it's gonna be a tough game for us. We don't really, we score. I don't know. Sometimes in bunches, sometimes there's droughts. It's going to be a tough game for us.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say because without LeBron, without AD, we're going to have it. I no.
Right. This is the one we got to get, though, because it's going to be much tougher when they are there. You know what I mean? Right. So this is the one we got to get because when you look down the stretch of the season, when we play them in May, and if they're still fighting and battling for a playoff spot, those guys are going to be there, and it's going to be a much tougher battle. This is the one you want to get. I mean, their starting lineup right now, Dennis Schroeder, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Andre Drummond. He had 20-11 against the Nets.
Forgot about Drummond. Right.
Markieff Morris, and then Taylor Horton Tucker. Then, of course, coming off the bench, you got Alex Caruso, Montrezl Harrell, Alfonso McKinney. They got they got some guys and they just picked up Ben McLemore, who had 17 against the Nets.
Shooter.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Josh, I'm gonna come around the board. What's up with you, Josh? Come to you now. What's your thoughts? Then I'm gonna come to entertainer.
Obviously, the Lakers don't have LeBron and AD. They're missing their big guns, but they're still a really good defensive team. They play a really good fundamental defense, and adding Andre Drummond can only help them because, in order to finish up your defensive possession, you got to be able to rebound, and Drummond is one of the best in the business at that. I wish we would have got him, you know what I'm saying? But obviously we don't, Drummond. I just feel like it's going to be a tough matchup for both Noel and Taj to deal with that dude. And then you got Montrezl Harrell, former 6th man of the year. He's going to come in and wreak havoc on the boards. And I just think it's going to be a really tough game for us. And we'll see if the Knicks, they've been able to play teams that were supposed to lose to. They've been able to play these games really close. So let's see if we continue to do that. I don't see any reason why we can't. As long as we play our game, I think we'll compete with them, but we'll see.
Okay. Entertainer?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, of the 2-game series with the Lakers, this is the one we have. If we're going to win one, this is going to be the one. We're home. They don't have LeBron. They don't have AD. But, yeah, I mean, our weakness, not so much the last 2 games, but, I watch every game, and we usually get destroyed on the glass. And, I worry about their bigs. Drummond, the guy might be the best rebounder in the league. So you got him. You got Harrell coming off the bench. And, yeah, they're well coached. It's not going to be an easy game. No game is easy for the Knicks. You got to have an 18-point lead like tonight, and you gotta inch it out. So I think it'll be close. I think it'll be competitive, and it could go either way. I could easily see us winning. They're, of course, coming off a very good performance against the Nets, where I don't think anybody saw that coming, where they won by 25 points. Of course, Kyrie Irving getting assisted in that. But, I think we got a shot. I'd probably say close to a coin flip. With the players that they have out. But, yeah, I worry about their bigs. I don't know how well we match up with them.
Yeah. I mean, I worry about their bigs too. We don't have Mitch, but you see what Mitch was doing. Andre Drummond was able to do with Mitch when he was with Cleveland, just kind of basically push him out the way. And he'll do the same thing with Nerlens Noel. So that's definitely got to be a concern because right now, I don't know how they're playing it, but he's one of the guys who's going to be a focal point of their offense right now. A focal point, not the focal point. A focal point until, Drummond, Anthony Davis and LeBron get back. He's going to be one of the guys that they look to get some buckets. They're probably not going to focus on him, but he's going to be one of the guys. He had 20 and 11 last night. G-Mo?
So the Lakers is weird because I haven't been watching much of them, especially after AD and LeBron went down. I was just watching some of the highlights against the Nets. They played a lot of ISO, a lot. Like it was like Schroeder, obviously Drummond was bullying LaMarcus Aldridge. So offensively, it's just I'm not sure it was just like kind of like a freestyle thing, kind of like just let their talent speak for itself with the offensive end. And then defensively, they were like the number 2 in the opponent's points allowed, number 1 defensive rating. But I'm not sure what they are now without AD and LeBron being there. So again, the Knicks might actually have a chance. But again, I don't like Schroeder. I don't like Caruso. I don't like the fact they have an inside-out game. Drummond, again, the last time we played him, we shut him down. But that was a lot. We had Mitch, and we also helped a lot whenever we put the ball on the ground in the post. So it's going to be definitely a concerted effort. But if a guy like Schroeder, if any of their so-called ISO guys, like KCPs, even a Markieff Morris, as they start killing us from outside, it could be a long game. But again, they're one of the worst scoring teams, and even I guess they're number 28 or something in points scored. So it could be a gritty, ugly game for both teams. The only thing that it might come down to refs calling it for the chosen. So I don't know. Should be a tough game. Interesting to see how we try to fight against Drummond because again, they also one of the better defensive rebounding teams in the league, and we've suffered without Mitch on the offensive rebounding end. So instead of it, I know it's going to be a guard play thing too, but our front courts is going to be a battle between the 2 teams. So
right now they average 110 points per game. I think that's 23rd in the league.
23rd, sorry.
Yeah, that's 23rd in the league. Rebounding, they average 45. That's top 10 in the league. And that's without Andre Drummond, to be real with you, because he basically just got there. So they're probably even better now.
Number 1 defensive, 2 opponents' points allowed in the league.
Yeah. So Cornerstone, any thoughts on the Lakers?
I think this is probably
that's your thought. That's your thought right there. Sigh. That's your thought.
I think this is the first time out of the whole season where I'm really down on this matchup because the front court is going to be a disaster, man. I'm just calling it like it is. You got Drummond, you got Montrez. I can't even pronounce the guy's name. I keep seeing Yeah, Montrez. I keep seeing the game that we played against them last year where he just destroyed, when he was on the Clippers, where he just destroyed Mitch when he was healthy. And now you're dealing with a string bean in Nolan's. And, I mean, Taj is going to be Taj, but, man, that's just too much beef up front. I would like Tibbs to get Pell some time because our guys are gonna get in foul trouble. They're gonna get in foul trouble no matter what. I don't like this matchup right now. I'm gonna be rooting for them. I hope I'm be praying that we win this game. I just don't like this one. I really don't. And I haven't said that
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Cap. This is the first game.
Yeah, I don't like
so
these
what's
guys.
your prediction? What's your prediction?
I think it's going to be very chippy. I think it's going to be very, very chippy. I mean, you had Schroeder, getting ejected with Kyrie, and then the game before that, I think they played Toronto, where which is ridiculous. The guy Noel, what's his name? I forget his name, but Anobi, yeah, he picked picked up Schroeder and threw him to the ground and everything. I think it's going to be really chippy. It's going to be it's going to be.
Ain't got nobody like that, Kev. We ain't got nobody.
Exactly.
Pull me optimistic, Kev. I think we have a much better shot than you're giving us credit for. And maybe I'll be proven wrong.
All right.
I'm not saying I'm favoring us.
I hope you're right. Usually I'm always favoring us. Usually I'm always.
Yeah,
This is probably the only time.
I think we have a much better defensive team than the Nets, and I'm going to give us. I'm not picking us, but I give us a much better chance than you think. I'm going to try to brighten up your spirit.
All right.
I think we got a shot. I think we got
those two guys, man. I mean, the game we lost against Cleveland. Drummond was playing that game, right? Was he playing that game?
Yeah.
Yes, he
played.
Yeah, he killed us. Yeah, he killed us. I mean, I could see that happening again, to us. He went to the perfect perfect situation with the Lakers. I think they'll come out the West. I really do.
Yeah, he went to go play with LeBron James. Right. That's the perfect situation.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you think about it, yeah. Yeah, I mean, but am I lying? I mean,
no, you're right. You're right.
So I hope we win. I'm just not very optimistic about it.
All right, Kareem, what's your thoughts? Then I'm gonna come to Nick and then Big Bubba.
How Kareem say this ain't no chicken? What do you say?
No, we're not doing that. I'm gonna keep the morale high. All that hold in your head, we didn't got no chance. So leave that at home.
Is it barbecue chicken? Is it barbecue chicken?
It's barbecue chicken. But if we lose, I'm not showing my face tomorrow. I can't face the music. But as I continue my barbecue chicken campaign, it has bestowed upon me that Isaiah, look that word up real quick. We win.
You can't spell.
Yeah, we win. I just heard that in the movie. It sounded good. Dialogue. We win 109 to 107. And I think it's going to come down to this is going to be a defensive game. We know that already. Two of the top defensive teams in the league. I predict that Quickly is going to have a big game tomorrow.
He's going to have to for us to score 109.
Yes, exactly. Yes, but he's going to, and I think he's going to have to for us to win.
On the Lakers, yeah.
Yes, because they have he's a guard that can shoot the ball. So, I would like to give him some minutes, keep them active, get their guards tired, run them around, try to get them tired. Okay. But it's gonna. We all know, guys, it's gonna be a defensive game, like you said, Kev. Very chippy, and we don't want it to come down to calls. We have to stay consistent and not complain. Let them be the ones complaining.
Yeah. How do you think Peyton's gonna do against Schroeder?
I think. Let me tell you something. As much crap as we talk about Peyton, this man is a competitor, whether he's having a good game or bad. So I know Peyton's gonna come out prepared, but we need that defense from him.
Right.
We need to come out defensively like tough from the gate.
Right.
And like I said, we don't want it to come down to calls. Right. And we want them to be crying to the refs, not us.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right, Nick.
All right, Kev, I'm about to give you something to be happy about.
Okay.
First of all, starting off with the Lakers.
Hold on. Entertain. This is not me, okay? I've never been like this. I've always been optimistic about
No, it's the Lakers. I get it. It's the Lakers, but they don't got AD. They don't got AD. They don't got LeBron.
Yeah.
We could stick with them. It's not the end of the world. We could stick with them.
Cornerstone, didn't you give up on Frank? What are you talking about? What are you talking about optimism?
Oh my God, Sam. Sam, please.
I apologize. Nick, go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
I just want to bring that up.
Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead, Nick.
So outside of Schroeder, they really don't have much ball initiation. Talon Horton Tucker is okay, but not great. Our guards could defend their guards.
Okay.
Starting off. Their bigs, let me point out the weakness to Drummond. Drummond may not be able to play fourth quarters if we employ the hacker Shaq thing, because Drummond is a terrible free throw shooter. So we could take Drummond off the game, out of his game in the fourth quarter, hopefully. The X factor for them to me is Marc Gasol. Then when you talk about so you're talking about Marc Gasol playing at that point, he might be able to initiate some offense, but of course he's older. He's not as good as he used to be, but he still has veteran savvy. We could have bottled up some of their offense. I'm not going to sit here and say that we're going to like completely stop them, but you slow down Schroeder, you attack them, put them in foul trouble, put them in the ringer. Okay. If Randle ends up like how he was on Kyrie, with Schroeder trying to guard him, he's got to go mouse in the house, pound that little mouse.
Right.
And what? So
they have more people. They don't need to do that. They have more people that can guard Randle. They don't need
No. It's not about. I'm saying if he gets switched on to Randle. If he gets switched, he has to go mouse in the house. He can't pass the ball at that point. Attack. It's a term in basketball for if you don't know Isaiah.
I don't think he does know. Nick,
I never heard that one before.
Nick, you know what?
Because you never played basketball.
Exactly. You never heard someone say a mouse in the house, mouse in the house.
No,
it's not. He did say mouse in the house. Anyway,
mouse in the house. Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to being mature. Right, Nick?
Exactly. I mean, he's still in high school. We know.
Yeah, we know.
You're right, Nick. If he gets a favorable matchup, he got to take it. He got to take it. He has to take it.
Hey, Nick, but you know what? I get nervous, and I don't feel comfortable when Randle has these small guys on him. When the Kyle Lowrys and those guys get caught on Randle and he goes in the post. It hasn't really been a lot of success because I feel like he gets tentative. He's scared that he's going to pick up an offensive foul, right? And then because those guys are small, you got taller guys playing the passing lanes. You know what I mean? And I hate it. I mean, I understand what you're saying. You get one of those guys, you want him to, try to take advantage of that matchup, but I haven't seen it being successful when he gets those small guys on him.
No, Sam, same theory if RJ gets switched on to Schroeder too. Like, you've got to attack that matchup.
Yeah, I know.
And once you get Schroeder off his game or in foul trouble, everything about the game either simplifies or gets easier. The downfall is that they bring in a very good defensive guard rotation off the bench. And that would disrupt our offense. So now Derrick Rose, who has been inconsistent, has to also attack those good defensive guards who are very good at stealing the ball. They play hard. They play the passing lanes well. So some of Derrick Rose passes to Obi Toppin. Obi might not have a good game this game. Some of our shooters may not have a good game, but this is where Alec Burks will be very important. Reggie Bullock, they have to bring it on the defensive end because I'm not worried about Morris. I'm not worried about Talon Horton Tucker unless they could get passes. And as long as we stay our defensive selves, we could limit what they do. And once we disrupt Schroeder, which is the head of the snake, everything happens.
What about
Portland brings the ball up, just like Randle. So it's not just Schroeder bringing the ball up and initiating the offense. Portland brings the ball up as well.
Yeah, what about
He's a shooter.
Yeah,
He's a shooter, Kev.
McLemore is a shooter. He's a catch and shoot guy.
Okay.
You said Horton?
Horton initiates the offense. He brings the ball up full court, just like Randle as well. Does the same thing.
That's why I say, like, in the fourth quarter, you could do the hacker Shaq. Like, it plays a role.
But that's not Tibbs, though.
Yeah, Tibbs ain't
gonna do that.
But it is something to do. I'm just throwing out the theories out there. He at one point in time, he shot 40% from the free throw line. He is naturally he's, I think, career-wise, like 58% from the free throw line.
But what is he this year, though?
He's at 60% since he's been with the Lakers.
Okay.
So he's not a good free throw line. I'm just saying, if the game is close to get Kareem's score, we may have to hack at Drummond.
Yeah, you might even have to hit him in the throat or something too. I'm playing dirty. I'm throwing random arms. And, that was a nerve. I got a nerve issue back in 2008. Oops, my bad.
And that's Montreal Harrell. That's Harrell.
Hey, Charles Oakley banned from the Garden. We ain't got nobody like that no more.
Yeah, you're right. We got to put him on the payroll. We got to put him on his son. I heard his son playing back in the JUCO and all that. Go get his son. Oakley,
Let me get to Isaiah. Isaiah, go ahead, man.
Well, Sim, you saved the best for last. You saved the.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Cut the pleasantries. Cut the pleasantries. No more pleasantries. Right, just get to it.
Jeez, guys. Jeez, relax.
Chef Zay. Come on, Chef Zay.
I got you, man. Listen, man. Again, I hope the Knicks are sleeping right now, getting some rest. Why y'all laughing? This is y'all immature, man. But y'all don't laugh about pounding them out. But no, man. So it's gonna be. We got to be a good team rebounding team. Make sure that we box Drummond out as best as we possibly can. Try to close out. We got a little bit of shooting, and like somebody said before, we got to make sure Dennis Schroeder doesn't get in rhythm. We can win this game, man. Kev, come on, Kev. You're the optimistic one, man.
Get on the barbecue chicken campaign. I told you guys. I'm getting the
that front court, man. You're catching me at my rarest time, man.
He got the black and white background too, entertaining. You see that? It's gloomy over there. It's gloomy. He said,
but Sim though, this is very important for the Knicks. I just see Miami win. Indiana won today. So we got to keep the pressure on.
Boston.
The pressure's on us. Boston won today too.
That was a big win by Boston.
I was shocked. Big win by Boston. They went on a 48 run, just on luck. But it's all right, man. We just gotta have the pressure. We got the pressure on us right now. We got to win because after that we literally play Wednesday. So we got to keep going.
That's right. That's right. No rest for the weary. No rest for the weary. Let me get to this phone call. Then I'm gonna get some last words from everybody. Before we get out of here, caller, you live. What's poppin'?
Hello,
how you doing?
Yeah, I just want a quick question for you guys. Do you think the Knicks have enough depth to make a good playoff run like my Celtics, you jerk off?
Just drop the phone.
Yeah, drop him.
Not even listening to that.
Wait, what did you say?
Don't worry.
No, don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
That was John Giga, Imahab Smith. Yeah, calling him.
Don't even worry about that guy. Just knuckleheads. I don't know. Knuckleheads.
That's what it is.
You just tell.
Let's get some last.
Let's get fans everywhere. Some you lit. So
they don't have podcasts though. I mean, we get the Nets, the Celtics.
Not like us.
Wow.
Not like us. I
had to cut it down in terms of which video cast to listen to. It's so many.
Oh yeah, and it's out tomorrow too.
He's out.
They mad because they ain't us. They hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get some last words in before we get up out of here. Josh, I'll start with you. 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds.
I really ain't got much to say. Knicks keep on doing it. keep playing your style of basketball. You can compete with any team in the NBA. And I look forward to seeing this team down the stretch and into a playoff game, playing game, playoff game, whatever the case may be.
I want to stay away from the playing game, but, I'll take whatever we can get, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Entertaining, and ladies and gentlemen, if you have not subscribed to Chris's channel, please make sure you subscribe to his channel.
Yeah, get those subscriptions up.
Entertaining, if you just post something in the chat, then that way they know they can click on your icon, on your logo, and go to your channel.
There you go. I just posted in the chat.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Content creator and YouTube. I don't care what nobody says.
What's your Twitter handle?
My Twitter handle is I gotta change my Twitter handle, but it's at DA Entertainer ENTERTAINA 85.
Jeez. Okay. Put that in the chat too.
I had an absolute blast coming on here. I say it all the time, and I want to work with Sim more. I've just been so busy on my channel. Like Sim said earlier today, I'm literally live or making videos whenever, trying to grow my channel. But when I first started on YouTube, Sim, I had like 100 subscribers. Sim had me on his channel. Was always the nicest guy in the world. Has a great community. I've been to a couple of Knicks games with you guys, and I love Sim. I love his whole community, and look forward to working with you more in the future. Coming on your channel, maybe you come on mine. And I had an absolute and I had an absolute blast coming on here, talking Knicks with you guys tonight. It's been a roller coaster of a season, but it's been a season that I did not expect when the year started. I definitely did not expect a 27-27 start, and every time I feel like it's going to come out from underneath and this team's going to fall apart, they bounce back. And, that they fall 2 games under. I start to look at the schedule. I'm like, all right, this is going to be a long last 20 games. And now we win 2 straight. And that's been the moral of the story all year, whether it's been in the game itself where we get punched in the mouth and we just keep fighting, or we go on like a 2 or 3 game losing streak and they just bounce right back and they stay right around that 500 mark. And I am so encouraged with this Knicks team, where Thibodeau has this team headed. And for once, this team is not taking shortcuts. I've been watching this team since the mid-'90s, early '90s, and it really is the first time since then, after the Ewing days when we traded him to the Sonics, or was it the Magic? I can't remember. But
it was the Magic.
The Magic, yeah. It's been the first time since then that this team has actually started to build this team the right way. It was really since that trade where everything came out from underneath, but they've finally been patient. They're building this team the right way, and I'm confident that the Knicks are going to be a contender for a long time when they get this team where they need to be, and I'm just super excited about it. I had a great time talking to Guillermo. I've met him before, Isaiah, of course, Sim, and I
feel for you.
Who's Mark? Stephanie, Kevin, it was great meeting Josh. It was great meeting you guys as well, man.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, I pinned the entertainers comment in the chat to the top of the YouTube chat. So go ahead and click on that, click on his name, and make sure you subscribe to his channel.
Already did.
All right. Big Bubba.
No, so Kev, what's so funny? Like you, Kev, you're so funny. Man. So real talk. I just want to say, man, shout out to because I got on the serious note, I really do got a special relationship with you, Guillermo, with the entertainer, because I met you guys, and Kev, Kev, you what? Hold up, but no, you guys are really good guys, man. And shout out to entertainment, man, because during the football season, man, we have such a great time on his shows, man. It'd be so the chat be so funny, and everybody be on his chat, man. He does a really, really good job. So please subscribe to my brother, the White Chocolate, the Italian Stallion. Please, that dude right there,
I like
man.
that. I like that.
That's my man, yo. And like I said before, yo, I can't wait for this football season. Me and my dad gonna go. I'm excited for it, man. The Giants. Listen, when we draft our offensive lineman in the first round, which we're gonna do, we're gonna get the Hogs. Danny Dimes is gonna go for about 4,000 yards. We're gonna lead the league. We're gonna, be first place in our division. You know what we're gonna do? The Jets are gonna be first round pick, number 1 pick. Oh no, they're not even gonna take right. They're gonna be the number 2 pick. So it's okay.
and y'all will still lose.
Yeah, First of all, Big Ben can't even throw the ball no more. So don't even talk about. You need a.
Big Ben is looking like broken Uncle Ben right now.
I bet the Bengals beat the Steelers twice this season.
I bet you the Browns beat them twice this season.
Well, we don't know. Let me get the Gmo.
Salute to all you guys, man. God bless you, man. Salute to Entertainer. Love coming to Giants fan. He's also a diehard Mets fan, so at least he has his head on straight somewhere.
What the hell is going on with the Mets? We got 3 hits. What was that with the DeGrom start?
Just don't pitch Jacob DeGrom. It doesn't. He could 8 innings, 14K. It does. But it does. Whatever. It's just.
Y'all got a good rotation, though, man. I ain't gonna lie.
It doesn't matter. Anytime Jacob DeGrom is pitching, we don't provide for him. But
they don't support him. Yeah, they don't support him.
So, Pursuit to Entertainer. Even me being a Jets fan, I come in there and we talk football. He always reads my comments. He doesn't, kick me out for being a Jets fan and all that stuff. But, Entertainer for that, man. Great channel.
Appreciate it.
I think you should kick him out.
It should be a trying game tomorrow, man. It's another test. Another thing that we haven't mentioned again, I don't know if they're going to do this much. When I was watching the next game, I didn't see as much. But again, their defense again is an issue. They trapped. At least last year they trapped a lot more. Now they don't have Rondo and Dwight Howard, so it might be different. But again, it's going to be. All my objectives for this year are filled in or checked off. That was development. That was culture. That was mindset. That was getting a framework. That was things that I remember you, Sim, Isaiah were talking about with Fizzo here. And we didn't get that for the 2 years that Fizzo was here. And we got it with Tibbs, right? There's an identity with the team. So I'm good for the season. Everything is cherry on the top. So, I'm just enjoying what these guys do. And slugs for slugs. I'm only joking. We're not going to get you. I'm only joking.
Steph?
Yeah, I'm enjoying the season overall. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season just to see how we perform under pressure. I think whether we make the playoffs or not is going to depend, obviously, on how we perform. And if we don't make it, we just weren't good enough. And if we do make it, we were, period. I'm also looking forward to, if we do make the playoffs, I'm really looking forward to seeing Randle in the playoffs. It's a totally different game. And we'll have a better sense of who we have, right? I don't think we can just go off the regular season. So I really want us to make more than a playing game, a series, so I can see at least 4 playoff games and see him, the team as well. But I'm really interested in Randle in the playoffs.
Yeah, me too. Randle and RJ. I mean,
and
both
RJ.
of them. I want to see what RJ's going to do.
Got a little more time, but you're right.
Yeah. Kev?
Yeah. Again, salute to the chat. Salute to my brothers and sister on the panel. It was great meeting you, Entertainer. I said before the season began that we could win. I think we can win 35 plus, and that was when I saw that Tibbs was going to be our coach. And so far,
you really are an optimistic.
Yeah.
hey, Entertainer.
Yeah,
this guy had Michael Kidd-Gilchrist as the cornerstone, of our defense. You talk about being the cornerstone of our defense. Talk about being optimistic.
Entertainer. That is a pure fabrication. I never said that. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what
he's gonna be the star, bro. You did.
He didn't even make the team.
I did not.
Oh no,
I did not. Anyway, to more truth. To more truth. I think I'm enjoying the season. I think that we can, expand, more on what we're doing. And I think it's good for the growth of our young kids that if we do get in the playoffs, it's good for them that they can experience what the playoffs are and not be in such a losing situation, that we've been in for the past few years. I think it's great for RJ to get in since he's our quote unquote star right now, one of our cornerstones. I said that this is one of the things that they get me on because I said that him and Mitch were our cornerstones, and I'm still sticking by that and everything. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing right now.
Okay, you had like 5 different people so far that's been cornerstones on our team. And you only got 4 corners, so
there's only 4 corners, man.
Yes, exactly. But they were our 2. The reason why I got that is because we were going back and forth before the draft. They were talking about they would move up to number 2. They would give up. They wanted to give up Mitch, and I said no. He's our cornerstone. Him and RJ. I thought they was
LaMelo
thing. So that's why I got that my name, and that's I'm still standing by.
Okay, all right. Kareem.
Yeah, first and foremost, thank you for having me on the show, Sim. The entertainer, man. I was watching your videos, man, when you were because I didn't know the free agency for football came so fast. So I remember I met you prior to COVID when you and Sim were doing shared broadcasts. So it was good to see you as well. Gilmo, my bro, man, I ain't see you. I've been, we've been ripping and running, man. So it's good seeing you. Everyone else, I'm telling you, everybody. Get on this barbecue chicken campaign with me. We got great years coming up. Like Gilmo said, identity. I do believe that we can win them all. Like I said, I believe quickly can be an X factor in this game. And I just thought about this too. Randle may play well, being that this is one of his former teams. So I hope that
think about that.
Spark in them. And no crying tomorrow, man. Let them cry. We got to band together and play hard and play our brand of basketball. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, no doubt. And Nick.
Thanks for the opportunity, Sim. We gotta shout out Sim because you started so many channels has started right here. Man, get them likes up. Shout out to you. Shout out to Chef Zay. I think cornflakes is on the menu some point in time. We gotta see how to pour milk. All this talk about New York sports, there will be a real good channel to talk Mets, Nets, Knicks, Jets, 3BL. I forgot Big Brother, Little Brother, right?
Yeah.
Hold on.
It would just be a great idea to have all these rival teams talk and argue, but if we just had a channel.
Oh my God!
We spent some of the Knicks broadcasts talking about all the New York sports.
Right.
Listen, you know what?
If we just had a channel.
Sam, only if.
Yeah, it's crazy. You just might have run it.
First of all,
cornflakes is coming, and maybe barbecue chicken could come too.
Hey man, I'm just saying. Yo, Nick, you gonna be my first guest? Can you be my first guest, bro?
You had a first episode.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
My episode.
Yeah,
3 episodes. What are you talking about?
My fourth episode.
Sim, real quick. Somebody said in the chat, Kodak Blog said that Cornerstone Kev said that Iggy Brazilius was the next Ingles.
He did. You did so. You did. Kev, you did. Kev, there's a lot of stuff that you said, man.
I'm gonna sue y'all for malpractice.
You wanted quickly to play all 48 minutes. You wanted quickly to play all 48 minutes.
Entertainer, I did say that. That one I did say.
That was one of the craziest things I ever heard somebody say.
That one I did
it was
say.
hilarious. Why can't he play 48 minutes? What are you talking about?
Yes. I'll admit that one. Because I was so frustrated with Peyton. I think at that time it was Peyton and Rivers at the time. So
we gotta put some clips together, Sam.
Tell me about it.
You gotta have receipts.
And I'll tell you something, you and Gilmo, y'all gotta do y'all clips where y'all be debating too. Because I didn't say that. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
I mean, your TV, you guys, phones might break if we get those clips because we done had some fiery debates.
I told Sim too many times, man. It's not funny anymore.
What'd he say?
What happened?
What'd you say? You said what?
It didn't feel right. It's no, you ought to, you're the podfather, but it's after a while I kept schooling you. So it's what?
Right.
Yeah, right. It's disrespectful, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Anyway, let me get out of here. Isaiah, spell school first, then you can school us. All right, let me get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to head up out of here. I appreciate you guys. And I do want to remind you that this Friday, 5 p.m., the Queen's Court. We debut the Queen's Court this Friday at 5 p.m. You see the logo up on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. So please make sure that you're there to support Steph. It's going to be dope. You'll get the notification. The Queen's Court this Friday at 5 p.m. So make sure that you are there with us. Make sure you're there with us. It's going to be dope, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be dope. And, I do want to give a shout out to Afro Jedi. Thank you for the super chat. He said the Knicks need an offensive identity. Look, we still working through some stuff. I think this year was kind of a year where, Tom Thibodeau just said we're going to go with what we got, and we'll see if Tom Thibodeau is able to put more things in for next year. And the last thing I want to say, big shout out to Dan Alcanet. Thank you for the super chat. He said, Giants, 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 Giants. And I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of here. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. Hey, listen, they all try, Kev is trying to say Steelers. Guillermo's trying to say Jets. He don't know that. None of them know that they can't hear you. They can only hear me. I'm out of here. Be peaceful. Spread love, ladies and gentlemen.